Hi, my name's Tony and I'm from the Supco, and today I'm going to run you through the Red Paddle Co 11 Sport. So the Red Paddle Co 11 Sport is back for 2022, and while it is the same shape that we know and really like here at the Supco, it comes to us in an all new colourway, and that is due to the success of the special editions that you have in the Red Paddle Co 10.6 SE, and they've taken that same purple colourway and basically washed it across the 11-foot Sport. So it's available in 2022 as in a blue colourway and also the purple one that you see here. The reason for that, I believe, is that, well, they've had a lot of interest in this board, as always, from really female paddlers that are slightly more petite as a result, and that having something a little bit more interesting in terms of colourway than your standard kind of blue, well, it has far, far more appeal. The 11-foot Sport, though, at 11 foot overall, 30 inches width and 4.75 inches thick, is a board that, as I say, does work for slightly smaller paddlers particularly well. And those as well that are looking for something, you know, that is going to provide more than in terms of, say, a Red Paddle Co 10.6 ride. And when I say more, I mean in terms of glide. So the overall longer waterline length of this board does offer more glide. And because it is 30 inches wide, well, you don't have to reach as far out and therefore induce as great a turning moment as you would on a wider board on this board at 30 inches wide. So that ultimately rewards you with far, far better tracking as a result. But look, as we do in all of our videos, let's run you down from the nose to the tail, and then we'll take you through the accessories that come with the 11 Sport package. So this board, very quickly at the nose, it's quite a fine nose, but it does fill out overall to its width quite quickly and early on. And what that leads to simply is stability. At 30 inches wide, this board is still very stable. Working well for paddlers up to around 90 kilos in weight overall, it's a really nice, efficient board to paddle. On the nose, we have Red Paddle Co's plastic-free carry handle that carries Red Paddle Co's embroidery on the front there. But we also have mounted just behind it a really nice puck that carries a 6mm female thread. So you can go on there and mount accessories, whether that be an action sports camera, or you can go see Railblazer or Ram mounts, for example, and you can fit a whole range of mounts on there to carry just a vast range of accessories from lights, fishing rods, and everything else in between on the nose of this board. The bungees come back for 2022, first introduced in 2021. I really like them actually because they set Red Paddle Co boards apart from everything else on the market, and they're very, very easy to identify. The other reason why I like the bungees particularly is that they afford a lot of space, and particularly if you're carrying very big bags on the front of the board, then yeah, this just sits underneath really, really easily. If I ever had one complaint though, it would be smaller items, and they would actually get slightly lost under such wide bungees. Red Paddle Co though found that themselves, I believe, and they tried to remedy that in 22 with this small addition of this stainless steel D-ring here. And what that's done essentially is create a small pocket under here so you can fit much smaller items like a water bottle, for instance, or really a pair of flip-flops, and they will sit much more securely and snugly in that area. So it's a really nice little tweak, and Red Paddle Co, give them their due, are constantly look to make little refinements in their products that really add up to quite big changes. The deck pad, Red Paddle Co have once again washed their red repeater graphic across the entire length of the board in this EVA deck pad. Very comfortable underfoot, not vanity on their part. It does drain water pretty quickly as well, so it's a really nice, comfortable deck pad to use. In terms of managing the board to and from the water's edge, well, you've got Red Paddle Co's carry handle here in the center, which carries a Red Paddle Co embroidery again, but they've filled it out with quite an amount of foam on the inside, so it's actually quite comfortable to carry over a relatively long distance if needs be. The deck pad though transitions towards the tail, towards this diamond cut deck pad, so it just helps you orientate your footwork underneath you, particularly if you're looking to engage a couple of tail turns and start to really practice your SUP skills. There is another handle on the tail of the board there, so you've got 3 handles overall. And it's just a nice addition because you do have a fixed fin on the underside of this board. And that fixed fin is 9 inches long. It runs on a US fin box, so it is interchangeable with other fins out there on the market if you so desire. So if you're looking for something to go and play with in the surf, and this board does surf actually relatively well, you can go and change that for a fin that's going to lend itself to surfing without issue. But overall, the entire outline of the board is very clean, nice clean aesthetic from Red Paddle Co. And then it's rounded out with their speed tail on the back. And the speed tail, well, it's not a gimmick, to be honest. It does clean up the wash off the back of the board quite a bit. And it provides a much, much cleaner release and therefore ultimately rewards you with more efficiency as you are out paddling on the water. The other addition that you'll find in all of the sport models and in some of the more performance-orientated shapes is Red Paddle Co.'s RSS batten system, and that stands simply for rigid stiffening system. And the battens on a board of this thickness at 4.75 inches, they do actually make the board in the standing area that they cover about 25% stiffer, particularly if you are near the top end capacity of this board, and they actually reduce flex within this area quite a lot. Overall though, as a package, well, it's not just the board and the fin and the leash. You get Red Paddle Co.'s famed Titan 2 pump, which is exceptional. We go into far more detail about the pump on our video just up here, so be sure to take a look. The other thing that Red Paddle Co. have done in 2022, they've made big improvements to their paddles. And if I had to be picky, paddles is one area where Red has been weak, to be honest, and it hasn't quite stacked up to really the quality of the boards and the packages as a whole. The paddle's been kind of one area where they've been a little bit soft. What they've done in 2022 is they've made the blade of the paddle slightly smaller, but also much, much stiffer. So what is quite a hard-wearing nylon blade is a far, far nicer paddle to actually go and paddle with. But aesthetically, it looks stunning. The quality of the finish is exceptional. And it's a really nice addition. It is also colour matched to the board if you so choose as well, so you can have a purple colourway paddle to sit with your purple 11 Sport. In terms of colourways matching though, you do have an option of upgrading to the Prime paddle, and this is the Prime 3-piece paddle from Red Paddle Co. made out of forged carbon. It looks fantastic, and again, it just ties in with the overall aesthetic of this board, particularly being in the purple colourway. But we go into far more detail on both of those paddles in our paddle video just up here. But the big change to the 22 range, well, it's the board bag. And Red Paddle Co.'s board bag has arguably been, well, one of the best, if not the best board bags on the market for quite some time. But this is the ATB Transformer bag from Red Paddle Co. And importantly, it's a 2-part system with this removable back panel now. But we go into far more detail of that on our video just up here. So look, overall in 2022, if you are out there slightly petite paddler, or perhaps you're looking to progress up from a 10-6 ride into your first slightly more touring orientated boards, well, the 11-foot Sport and the Sport range from Red Paddle Co. as a whole is well worth a look. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. To stay up to date with all of our videos though, make sure you click subscribe up here and turn on the notification bell. But if you want to see our next video, well, take a look up here.